Information presented on this program and by its guest is believed to be factual and up-to-date, but we do not guarantee its accuracy, and it should not be regarded as a complete analysis of the subjects discussed. Discussions and answers to questions do not involve the rendering of personalized investment advice, but are limited to the dissemination of general information and may not be suitable for members of the listening audience. A professional advisor, attorney, or tax professional should be consulted before implementing any of the strategies presented.
Are you retired or getting close? Welcome to Retirement Lifestyles with Patrick McNally, where it's all about having the health, wealth, and freedom you need to live your dream retirement. Are there challenges on the way? You bet. Inflation, the economy, and the ups and downs of today's markets will try to rob you of your dreams. But take heart and take notes, because what you're about to learn will put you on the winning side of life for the rest of your life. Now, here's the host of Retirement Lifestyles, Patrick McNally.
News Talk 105.7 KQMS. Good morning, Reading. Good morning to the North State, and welcome to Retirement Lifestyles. This is a show where it's all about having the health, wealth, and freedom to live your dream retirement. I am your host, Patrick McNally. I'm doing the show solo today. Been gone for the last couple weeks, and then now my co-host, Mr. Rick Comerick, he's going to be gone for the next couple weeks on his own vacation. But I had a lot of fun, headed down south to San Diego. And I'll brag a little bit because it wasn't 150 billion degrees like we're having here in Reading, but it was super fun to head on down and hit Disneyland. Disneyland opened up, and so that was super cool. So it was perfect timing with mask mandates and things like that being lifted. We got to enjoy Disney maskless and only about 30 or 40% occupied. So that was super cool. And then made our way back up the coast, and I'm just going to have to say it's kind of surreal looking at colleges with your firstborn. Yeah, that's happening right now. So that's what I've been doing for the last couple of weeks, but we are back at it today, and I want to preview the show for you. You know, being in financial services for over 20 years, what I have found is that when people retire from a job and are no longer getting a paycheck, they worry about running out of their life savings in retirement. So I specialize in managing their investments to provide an income that's predictable, consistent, safe, and can even increase every year no matter what the market does, ultimately giving them the peace of mind they want in retirement. Title of the show today is How to Control Your Emotions and Ignore the Media for Investment Success. Here's a question for you. How often do you actually go search for market updates? Never? You ignore it? Well, good for you. You're probably happier for it. But most people can't help but either see something or hear something, catch a glimpse on social media, or even discuss the markets around the old water cooler at work. And if that's you, then you may be feeling a little overwhelmed, have no clue what to do right now with your investments because you're getting a different story and different advice from 1,000 different places, including this show. But I want to discuss the media's role in all of this stuff and hopefully give you a little insight into how to ignore the chaos and confusion and focus on what matters so that ultimately you can enjoy that stress-free retirement. So as always, I got a loaded show for you guys. I'm excited to get going. You know what to do next. I want you to refill your coffee, grab your pen and notepad, and I'll be back in 2 minutes.
You're listening to Retirement Lifestyles with Patrick McNally.
Hey guys, Patrick here. I'll be back in just a minute to continue the show, but before I do, I want to get you a free copy of my book, Retirement Planning 101. You know I've been helping people manage their investments for over 21 years, teaching retirees how to create a predictable and safe retirement income that can increase every year no matter what the market does. And now I've put all my strategies in a book called Retirement Planning 101. For a limited time, you can get a free copy. Visit retirement101book.com. That's retirement101book.com. Get your free copy while supplies last at retirement101book.com. You've heard me say it's all about having the health, wealth, and freedom you need to live your dream retirement. Keep your health, and you'll keep more of your wealth. And that leads to the lifestyle you've always wanted. Strong City Strength and Conditioning is ready to help you achieve the best fitness results you've ever had. Strong City is located on Victor Avenue and is offering group classes that are fun and designed to get you in great shape. Call them today at 510-3049. That's 510-3049. You've heard me say it's all about having the health, wealth, and freedoms you need to live your dream retirement. When it comes to the health side, I want to tell you about my family's personal chiropractor, Dr. Todd Royce, owner of Chiropractic First. Not only does he adjust us and get us back to our active lives, he teaches us about ongoing nutrition and living healthier. If you have any pain or stiffness in your back or neck, I want you to call Chiropractic First today at 243-0889. Mention Patrick for a free consultation. You don't need to live with pain or discomfort anymore. Call Dr. Todd at 243-0889 or visit online at chirofirst.net. If you've listened to my show before, then you know I talk to a lot of people about their retirement planning. For 20 years, I've taught people just like you the secrets of how to set up and manage their investments for a lifetime of income. How to create a predictable, consistent, and safe retirement paycheck that can increase every year no matter what the market does. Now it's your turn. Visit retirementfilm.com and watch a free training video I recorded. Go now to retirementfilm.com. That's retirementfilm.com.
Welcome back to Retirement Lifestyles.
Welcome back to the show. Back at it again. Been gone for a couple of weeks, so I'm excited to be back doing the show live. Headed to San Diego, had fun with the family, and then right back up the coast. Nice drive there. But today I want to talk about, and actually I kind of got this idea just from being gone for the last couple of weeks, looking at news headlines. You know, it's always interesting to me to see when we're specifically talking about market news. That's what when I say news today, it's going to be all about financial news and the daily changes in the markets. Now, you know, most of you've heard of, you know, the Dow Jones, the S&P 500. You see these numbers flashing up on the screen, sometimes just in between other news and things like that. So you can't really help but get away from it. But I think that most people would agree it's kind of a roller coaster of information. One day the information is horrible. Then let's say the market went down a couple hundred points. It's terrible. The market's crashing. You know, is this the time to sell? Is this the time to get out? You know, and then the next day it's right back up. You know, I've got a couple of headlines here. I'll give you a couple ideas. Just from, let's see, this was from last Thursday. You know, the market went down. Has the bubble burst? Experts say a correction is inevitable. And then always my personal favorite, it's time to buy gold. But the very next day, on Friday, the headlines are, S&P 500 sets record high, jumps 440 points as growth concerns ease. And so it just makes me laugh. It makes me laugh because I've been doing this for over 21 years, so I see what's going on here. But I can't help but always come back to how people are feeling when, you know, yourselves out there, how you feel about these headlines. I'd actually love to hear from you. I'm going to open up the phone lines. If you want to call, I would love to talk to you about this. Just kind of get an idea. Because when people come to see me in the office, they're just like, I don't really know what to do. Because one person says, now's the best time to get in the market. And then the next person says, no, it's a horrible time to get in the market. So who do you listen to? And I think one of the things to realize is, what is the media actually doing? What is their goal? And I think once you realize that, it's going to kind of help you read between the lines, I guess, is the best way that I can say it. Because the number one goal of the media is to sell information. They got to get your eyeballs. They have to somehow get you to read their stuff. How can we entice you to click on our link? If you're on social media, you know, and you know, whatever news channel you follow or whatever pops up, how can they get you to click on that link and read that article? And guys, at the end of the day, if it bleeds, it leads. And so they're going to try to use that fear and panic thing, or oftentimes they'll use the greed, you know, carrot to kind of try to get you to do that. So once you kind of realize that, you can oftentimes just kind of read through the lines and go, okay, do I really need to panic right now? Like last Thursday, you know, the market went down quite a bit in one day. But do you really need to panic? You know, if you read the headlines, maybe, you know, this is the end of the world. You know, this is the time to sell all the investments and, you know, hide under a rock. And then the very next day, oh, the market hit all-time highs again. It's almost like this schizophrenic feeling that you get. So I would often just say, I'm going to give you 3 things that you can do to kind of get away from these feelings. I think number one, to cut through this chaos and confusion and escape this constant feeling of panic and worry, is ignore it, to be honest. That's the easiest way to do it. Oftentimes I'll talk to people and they're like, yeah, I haven't even looked at, what the market's done for 7 months. And I just looked at my account. It's done great. And so, but during that 7 months, it's been up, it's been down, it's been sideways, it's been this, it's been that. And they ignored it during that time period. They they stuck to, I guess, their plan was just the old stick your head in the sand plan, which can sometimes work out. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes that can be a good idea. The other thing that I want to tell you is there's 3 things you can do. The first is realize who you're getting your financial advice from. Whether that's somebody on TV, whether that's your next door neighbor, your brother-in-law, your parents, who are you actually getting advice from, and look at how they've done. Are you getting advice from Dave Ramsey? We always hear about Dave Ramsey, and don't get me wrong, I love Dave Ramsey for a lot of reasons, but sometimes some of the things that he says, I scratch my head and I go, really? Or are you getting it from somebody like Jim Cramer, if you know who he is on TV? He's the, buy, sell. He's the active guy who comes on and, is constantly moving in and out of the markets. So a lot of people kind of fall within somewhere where you get your financial advice from. And I would just say be careful because sometimes, some advice is bad advice. And if you're getting it from a neighbor who constantly is struggling or, never seems to, pick it right, maybe you shouldn't take their advice. Number 2, I would say, is honestly hire an advisor, a financial advisor. And I know a lot of you are like, oh, well, Patrick, you're biased because you are a financial advisor. Yeah, I am. But there's a lot of reasons why you would hire a financial advisor. Find somebody that understands your goals, specializes in retirement, if that's what you're doing right now, especially retirement income planning, and can explain things to you so that you can understand them. I was on Facebook. I'm on a couple of different Facebook groups, and one of them is specifically about retirement. Are you retired or kind of getting close, kind of a group. And one of the questions this week I know that came up was, I went to my financial advisor. He was my husband's our financial advisor, but my husband passed away. And my husband always handled all of the finances, so most of the time, I would go to a couple of meetings, but he would kind of drive the car. And now I can't understand what the advisor's saying. It seems like he talks over my head. And so what should I do? So she was posing that question to this whole group of people of what should I do? And my immediate response was maybe find a new advisor, especially somebody who can explain things to you in such a way that you understand them. Because a lot of times, advisors can, start throwing out some of these $50 financial advisor words, and you can be like, what the heck are you even talking about? It can be like trying to read stereo instructions. So I would say, the first place to start is talk to some of your friends, get a referral. Who do they work with? Do they like them? Pose some different questions like, why do you like your advisor? What is it about your advisor that, makes you comfortable? And I think one of the number one things is that you can understand what it is that they're talking about. Can you understand what you own? Why do you own it? How does a mutual fund work? And it doesn't mean that you have to go so deep unless you want to, go so deep into something that, it makes your eyes cross. But you need to have at least a fundamental understanding so that when you go in for a review, you understand exactly what's happening with your life savings. I mean, that's ultimately at the end of the day, that's what we're talking about, your life savings. And you are entrusting this person to manage your life savings. You need to understand how that is being managed. Now, when we come back, I'll be going into another couple of ideas I can give you on how you can, ignore the media, cut through the confusion and chaos, and escape those feelings of panic and worry. But before I do, I want to give away a book. If you want a copy of my book, Retirement Planning 101, what I want you to do right now is write down this number and grab your phone. I want you to dial 221-1402, 221-1402, and I'll give you a free copy of my book. I'll even pay for the shipping. You can go on Amazon, but you're going to pay $18 for it. I'll give you a copy right now. Retirement Planning 101, dial 221-1402. Back in 2 minutes.
Don't touch that dial. Patrick will be right back.
If you're listening to this show, chances are you're probably retired or you're getting real close. If you want to learn how to generate a consistent lifetime paycheck from your investments without worrying about the stock market, it's time for us to talk. Schedule a free, no-obligation call with me today by visiting TalkToPatrick.com. On the call, I'll show you exactly how to achieve peace of mind in retirement. Visit TalkToPatrick.com. That's TalkToPatrick.com. Don't wait. This is too important. Schedule your call now at TalkToPatrick.com.
Homeownership. Are you ready? You may be more ready than you think. Are you tired of wasting money renting a home or apartment? Mortgage Matt with Megastar Financial not only makes the buying process easy, his mortgage experience and real estate connections can help you find the home of your dreams.
Hi, Mortgage Matt here with Megastar Financial. My advice for anyone looking to purchase a home is to first find out what financing you qualify for. With a limited number of homes currently on the market, this step can allow you to focus on finding a home you qualify for and be prepared to make an offer when you find that perfect home. My team at Megastar Financial has the expertise of making sure your loan closes on time so you and your family can start making memories. Go to megastarreading.com today and start your pre-qualification process. I will personally respond to your application within 24 hours and set up your complimentary mortgage review. Are you ready?
Contact Mortgage Matt at 999-9000 or online at megastarreading.com. MLS number 260571, Equal Housing Lender.
You've heard me say it's all about having the health, wealth, and freedom you need to live your dream retirement. Keep your health, and you'll keep more of your wealth. And that leads to the lifestyle you've always wanted. Strong City Strength and Conditioning is ready to help you achieve the best fitness results you've ever had. Strong City is located on Victor Avenue and is offering group classes that are fun and designed to get you in great shape. Call them today at 510-3049. That's 510-3049. If you've listened to my show before, then you know I talk to a lot of people about their retirement planning. For 20 years, I've taught people just like you the secrets of how to set up and manage their investments for a lifetime of income, how to create a predictable, consistent, and safe retirement paycheck that can increase every year no matter what the market does. Now it's your turn. Visit retirementfilm.com and watch a free training video I recorded. Go now to retirementfilm.com. That's retirementfilm.com.
Welcome back to Retirement Lifestyles.
Welcome back to the show. This is Retirement Lifestyles. I'm your host, Patrick McNally. And this is the show where it's all about having the health, wealth, and freedom to live your dream retirement. If you tried to call for my free book, I want you to keep calling. Kelly got a little busy there giving those away, so dial 221-1402. Give him a little bit of information, and I'll get these books out to you guys next week. I'm talking about how to control your emotions and ignore the media for investment success. And I've done a show on this in the past, but this last couple of weeks, I was on vacation, and I was... Sometimes when I'm on vacation, I catch up on a little bit of the social media and then the things like that, and I just see all these headlines going back and forth. And obviously, I follow the market every single day, but I don't necessarily read, financial headlines every single day because I know better. And I would say the same thing for you guys. Ignore them. You'll be better off if you ignore them. But here's why. Because they change absolutely crazy changes one day to the next. Especially last week, one of the days the market went down quite a bit. They were talking about the sky's falling, and is this the end? I know I wrote them down. Let's see here. It has the bubble burst. Experts say a correction is inevitable. They do this so they'll get your eyeballs. They stir this up, and it's their job. They need to sell their stuff, so they're going to get you to click on their stuff. And the only way to do it is either scare the crap out of you or appeal to your greed, because the very next day, the market skyrocketed right back up, and the headlines were, amazingly, the S&P sets record high, jumps 440 points as growth concerns ease. Wow, the growth concerns, they eased over the course of 24 hours. So anyway, that's why I'm doing the show. I want you guys to realize, think about who you're getting your financial advice from. Now, if you're getting it from the media, that's probably why you feel like you're riding a roller coaster, because you don't quite know what to do. Do I get in now? Do I not get in now? Is this the right time? It changes every single day. Maybe you're getting your advice from like your next door neighbor. Be careful doing that. Guys, we're talking about your life savings here. At least know a little bit of the background of the person that you're getting advice from. If it's your brother-in-law, is your brother-in-law doing really, really well? Are they have a track record of doing awesome? So I would say that's number one. Realize who you're getting your advice from. Number two, hire an advisor. Now, yeah, I'm biased. I'm a financial advisor. I own a financial planning firm. It's what I do. It's why I do the show. Here's the point. You need somebody that understands your goals and can speak to you on a level that you understand, financially speaking. If you got questions, you need to understand what you own. You need to understand why you own it. That leads me into number three, which is having a long-term plan. That's the biggest piece. And if you've heard this show before, you're probably like, oh, here he goes again talking about a plan. That's exactly right. And I'll beat it into your head as much as I can. Having a long-term plan. And I'm talking about one that's not based solely on risk tolerance. Okay, there's my $25 financial word for the day, risk tolerance. You've probably heard this before. You've probably taken one of these little 10 or 15 question surveys that talk about what's your risk tolerance? Are you conservative? Are you moderate? Are you aggressive? Here's the thing, guys. This is what's interesting. Wouldn't you agree that your risk tolerance changes just about every single day, depending on the news headlines? I mean, that past Thursday, when they're talking about the market crashing, your risk tolerance was probably super conservative. And then the next day, the S&P setting record high jumps and growth concerns ease. You're probably like, my risk tolerance is pretty aggressive right now. I want to ride this market in a one-day change. So be careful on risk tolerance stuff. What I want you to do is build a long-term plan that's based on income horizons. When do you need income? How much income do you need? How are you going to generate that income from your investments? And that will lead you to what you invest in. You got to think about all this stuff. You got to grab the old yellow pad, draw a line down the middle, and on the left side put expenses. How much income do I need? What bills do I have? What do I have to cover? What wants do we have? Do we want to travel? Bake all that into how much monthly paycheck do I need? Remember, if you're retired, you're no longer getting a paycheck. You got to generate one. So you got to know your numbers. And on that right side of the yellow pad, you got to put what income is coming in. Social Security, rental income, pensions, whatever that looks like. Add that up. What does it look like compared to your expenses? Is there a gap? That's how much you got to take out of your investments, guys. And that's how you realize, okay, what do I got to earn on my money to be able to pull that income out? Now, in the second half of the show, I'm going to go into this a little bit deeper. I'm going to talk about different investments that I believe are best for creating income in retirement. But right now, we got to go to a break, and we will be back in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Hey guys, Patrick here. I'll be back in just a minute to continue the show, but before I do, I want to get you a free copy of my book, Retirement Planning 101. You know I've been helping people manage their investments for over 21 years, teaching retirees how to create a predictable and safe retirement income that can increase every year no matter what the market does. And now I've put all my strategies in a book called Retirement Planning 101. For a limited time, you can get a free copy. Visit retirement101book.com. That's retirement101book.com. Get your free copy while supplies last at retirement101book.com. You've heard me say it's all about having the health, wealth, and freedoms you need to live your dream retirement. When it comes to the health side, I want to tell you about my family's personal chiropractor, Dr. Todd Royce, owner of Chiropractic First. Not only does he adjust us and get us back to our active lives, he teaches us about ongoing nutrition and living healthier. If you have any pain or stiffness in your back or neck, I want you to call Chiropractic First today at 243-0889. Mention Patrick for a free consultation. You don't need to live with pain or discomfort anymore. Call Dr. Todd at 243-0889 or visit online at chirofirst.net. You've heard me say it's all about having the health, wealth, and freedom you need to live your dream retirement. Keep your health, and you'll keep more of your wealth. And that leads to the lifestyle you've always wanted. Strong City Strength and Conditioning is ready to help you achieve the best fitness results you've ever had. Strong City is located on Victor Avenue and is offering group classes that are fun and designed to get you in great shape. Call them today at 510-3049. That's 510-3049. If you've listened to my show before, then you know I talk to a lot of people about their retirement planning. For 20 years, I've taught people just like you the secrets of how to set up and manage their investments for a lifetime of income, how to create a predictable, consistent, and safe retirement paycheck that can increase every year no matter what the market does. Now it's your turn. Visit retirementfilm.com and watch a free training video I recorded. Go now to retirementfilm.com. That's retirementfilm.com.
Welcome back to Retirement Lifestyles.
Welcome back to the show. I'm always celebrating. Today I'll probably be celebrating indoors, though, because it's going to be about 100 billion degrees outside. So be careful outside. I'm back at it. It's been a couple weeks off. I don't know if you noticed the last couple shows or replays. Went on a nice family vacation down south. Bragging a little bit. Went to San Diego, where it was a whopping 71 degrees pretty much the entire time we were there. That's right. I'm rubbing it in a little bit down by the coast. And had some fun down there with the family. I was able to hit Disneyland for a day. Disney was open, and it was perfect timing when they lifted the mask mandates. So got to enjoy Disney maskless and also only about 30% capacity. So that was pretty sweet when you only have to wait like 5 minutes per ride. So that was cool. But we're back up here again and having fun. So back up to the heat, that is. This is the time of the show where we typically bring on a guest coach or a fitness tip of some kind. But they're both busy today, so I'm just going to kind of mention them and encourage you guys about doing fitness. If you've heard me or heard this show before, you know I'm a big believer in being active, being fit, working out, being active, watching what you eat, things like that. Obviously, living life and having fun at the same time. But, you know, when I say our tagline, which is it's all about having the health, wealth, and freedom to live your dream retirement. Health is on there number one. I did that on purpose because I believe if you can keep your health, you're going to keep more of that wealth, especially in retirement. Because to be honest, the number one cause of bankruptcy for retirees are health-related problems. And so it's super crucial, and I want to encourage you guys that if you aren't a part of a gym or some type of group classes, things like that, check them out. I mean, we have a whole host of different gyms here in Reading. The one that I go to, a friend of mine, David Simmons, opened up called Strong City Strength and Conditioning. And you can check out their website. Pretty easy, strongcitystrengthandconditioning.com. And what I enjoy most about this type of workout is it's a group environment. You're all, there's something about suffering as a group that just helps you out, helps you get through it. Myself personally, I don't enjoy working out by myself. So maybe I just don't like it. I don't like having to think up workouts to do. Maybe I'm lazy that way. So at Strong City, the workouts are completely done for you. You show up, they're on the whiteboard, you have a group of people that you see week after week and encourage each other, and you work out together at your level of fitness, which can be anybody. We have kids all the way to retirees in the classes. So I would have you check out David and talk to the different coaches. You can give him a call at 530-510-3049, or again, check out that website, Strong City Strength and Conditioning. The next one I want to do a mention today of is my friend Jesse Bullington. He's the head pro out at Tierra Oaks Golf Club. Tierra Oaks I'm a member at. I love golf. It is absolutely my favorite sport. I'm crazy, probably a nuts if you ask my wife. All I do is dream about golf. But because it's so fun, it's so awesome. And what Jesse has been doing the last couple of months or so is giving us a golf tip. But also, if you guys want to go check out the club, if you've never been out to Tierra Oaks, I want you to mention the show. Mention, hey, I heard about you on Retirement Lifestyles radio show, and Patrick said you'd give me a free bucket of range balls for coming out here and checking out the club. And he'll take care of you out there. Go hit some balls, look at the beautiful facility out there, and definitely try to play some golf out there and have some fun. So those are kind of the big health things that I want to do. I want to encourage you again, be healthy, be fit, and and get out and do some stuff. And it's just going to only help you, especially in retirement. So we are going to get back into, I'm going to take another break, but when I come back, the first half of the show, we're talking about how to control your emotions and ignore the media for investment success. And I'm going to recap the 3 main tips I gave there and then go into a little bit more detail about what kinds of investments that you can be using to maximize income in retirement. Now, before I go, I want to give away a book. Gave away a bunch in the first half there. All you got to do is grab your phone right now and dial 221-1402, 221-1402. I'm going to give you a free copy of my book, Retirement Planning 101. I'm even going to pay for the shipping. Yeah, you can go to Amazon, but you're going to pay $18 for it. I want to give you a free copy, including the shipping. So dial 221-1402 right now. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Smooth. You're listening to Retirement Lifestyles with Patrick McNally.
Hey guys, Patrick here. I'll be back in just a minute to continue the show, but before I do, I want to get you a free copy of my book, Retirement Planning 101. You know I've been helping people manage their investments for over 21 years, teaching retirees how to create a predictable and safe retirement income that can increase every year no matter what the market does. And now I've put all my strategies in a book called Retirement Planning 101. For a limited time, you can get a free copy. Visit retirement101book.com. That's retirement101book.com. Get your free copy while supplies last at retirement101book.com.
Home ownership. Are you ready? You may be more ready than you think. Are you tired of wasting money renting a home or apartment? Mortgage Matt with Megastar Financial not only makes the buying process easy, his mortgage experience and real estate connections can help you find the home of your dreams.
Hi, Mortgage Matt here with Megastar Financial. My advice for anyone looking to purchase a home is to first find out what financing you qualify for. With a limited number of homes currently on the market, this step can allow you to focus on finding a home you qualify for and be prepared to make an offer when you find that perfect home. My team at Megastar Financial has the expertise of making sure your loan closes on time so you and your family can start making memories. Go to megastarredding.com today and start your pre-qualification process. I will personally respond to your application within 24 hours and set up your complimentary mortgage review. Are you ready?
Contact Mortgage Matt at 999-9000 or online at megastarredding.com. MLS number 260571, Equal Housing Lender.
If you've listened to my show before, then you know I talk to a lot of people about their retirement planning. For 20 years, I've taught people just like you the secrets of how to set up and manage their investments for a lifetime of income. How to create a predictable, consistent, and safe retirement paycheck that can increase every year no matter what the market does. Now it's your turn. Visit retirementfilm.com and watch a free training video I recorded. Go now to retirementfilm.com. That's retirementfilm.com.
Welcome back to Retirement Lifestyles.
Welcome back to the show. So I've been talking about in the first half how to control your emotions and ignore the media for investment success. And this kind of just popped in my mind while I was on vacation, listening to different things. And when I'm on vacation, sometimes I get to catch up on all the social media stuff and let my brain just kind of go. And you can't help but just get bombarded with ads and different things. And, there was an article from Forbes not too long ago that said on average we see 10,000 ads per day. 10,000 ads on a daily basis. Now, obviously not all of those are financial, but a lot of them are. And so last week, on Thursday when the market went down a little bit, I'm seeing stuff that says has the bubble burst? Is it time to buy gold? Experts say the correction's inevitable. And then the very next day it's talking about hitting record highs because it came right back up. And you can kind of just feel like you're on this roller coaster. So number one, I was given kind of 3 main areas to focus on, some tips for you. Realize who you're getting your financial advice from. Who are you actually listening to? Have they been successful with the advice that they're giving you? Can they show you a track record? Whether that's your neighbor, your parents, Dave Ramsey, whoever, fill in the blank. Just realize who you're getting that from. Number 2 is hire an advisor. Somebody that understands your goals. I was speaking with a gentleman this past week, and we had a great conversation, and I love the question. He's like, why would I pay you a fee for your advice? What kind of value do you bring to the table as a financial advisor? And I think that's an absolutely great question. And a lot of the times I hear things like, Patrick, we enjoyed coming to talk to you because you actually speak on our level. You can take complex financial things and put them in such a way that we understand. That makes me feel great that I can do that. But helping you understand what you own and why, I think that's super important. I think another value add that I bring, but any financial advisor should bring, is helping you create teams of people around you. I'm the financial investment guy. I'm not a CPA. I'm not a tax person. I know enough to be dangerous, but, I want to hook you up with somebody who can help you with taxes, especially somebody that's proactive in planning for taxes. What about an estate planning attorney? What about insurance? All these different key areas. Your advisor should be able to create a team around you and quarterback that team. That's what I would say is the value add of having an advisor. Number 3 is having a long-term plan, and this is what's leading me into giving you some ideas on what you can be investing in for income success, because in retirement, it's all about the income. Here's the deal. Most people I talk to, they're getting ready to retire, and they're like, hey, I'm getting ready to not have a paycheck anymore. How can I take my life savings and turn that into one while at the same time not running out of money? That's pretty powerful right there. And you got to understand, hey, you could be in retirement for 20 or 30 years. How can you do that? You have to have a plan. You got to have a long-term plan and revisit it on an annual basis, because you might need to revise it. You might need to amend it. There might be changes in your life. Most people would agree that things happen over a 10, 20-year period, changes in life. You need to change your plan. So one of the ways that advisors today, it's not just today, it's been literally since the 90s, is something called the 4% rule. And I want to contrast this to the way that we personally manage and help our clients. The 4% rule is really this simple. If you've got a portfolio of $250,000, and this is your life savings, you've worked, you put it in 401ks, you've done this whole deal, now you need to start taking money out. The 4% rule is pretty simple. You take 4% of the value out on an annual basis, and that's what you use for your income. Well, how do you take that money out? You have to sell 4% of the portfolio. If you own mutual funds, if you own ETFs, which most people do, you have to sell them in order to get that income from the investments. Well, if you sell 4% from your portfolio, how do you make it up? You have to rely on the market to return at least 4% in simple math. That means that you're relying on something that changes every single day, something that's unpredictable. You're basing your income on this for retirement. I personally don't think it's the best way to generate retirement income. What I like is dividend-paying stocks as a part of it. If you don't have pensions, you can look at different annuities. You can look at different types of products to lay foundations there. Everybody has a different type of plan. But when it comes to the market, personally, I'm a big fan of dividend-paying stocks. Now, here's my disclaimer, guys. Don't go out and just buy a bunch of dividend-paying stocks. Talk to your advisors, okay? That I'm not going to give you any of those stocks. That I'm not giving any advice over the air. All I'm saying is consider, ask, do some research, look into dividend-paying. This is nothing new, guys. This is how Wall Street was built, is buying a company outright. You see, in a mutual fund, you don't actually own the company inside the mutual fund. You own a part of the fund. So you don't have a say in what's bought and sold inside of those funds. You pay a manager, somebody that you don't talk to, a fund manager, to manage that fund for you. That's when you break down what you own inside of a mutual fund, you've got fees and expenses inside there. You've got the expense ratio. You've got all kinds of different fees and little things inside of those funds. Well, that goes to pay somebody at, you fill in the blank, Vanguard, Fidelity, whoever, American funds. You're paying somebody at those companies to manage that for you. So they're picking the stocks. They're the ones that fill up those funds for you. And they buy and sell. You have no say in that inside of a fund. And that is why you have to sell a portion of your fund to get income out. And then you have to cross your fingers and hope and pray that fund manager has done a good job so that market can come back up and refill your bucket. But when you own the stock outright, let's say you go open your own account somewhere and you buy Coca-Cola. You own that stock. You are an actual owner, a partial owner of Coca-Cola. you actually own a piece of that company. So guess what Coke does as a thank you for being an investor in their company, for owning some of those stock shares? They pay you a dividend, which is out of the profits of Coca-Cola. And it's a dividend that you can spend, you can reinvest it to buy more shares. But here's the point. If you set up a portfolio in retirement that you can live off those dividends, remember I was telling you get the yellow pad out and list out all your incomes, and you might have a gap. What if you could fill the gap of your portfolio, of your income need with dividend income? You wouldn't have to sell any of the actual stock to generate income. The dividends are paying in. So guys, no matter what that stock is doing, it goes up and down all day long. It could be up tomorrow, it could be down tomorrow. Those companies continue to pay their dividends. Now, can they cut their dividend? Yeah, they can. But guess what? They can also raise their dividend. So every quarter, most of these companies pay quarterly dividends. Every quarter, these board of directors get together and they say, okay, what are we going to do, guys? Are we going to raise the dividend? Are we going to keep it the same? Or are we going to cut? Now, COVID threw a wrench in a bunch of stuff, so we saw a lot more companies that were pausing or cutting dividends last year than normal. But a lot of companies didn't. And guys, I mentioned Coke. That is not a pitch to go out and buy Coke. I just want to make myself clear. I am not telling you to go out. That's just an example of a company of how dividend stocks work. So this is something that I recommend for our clients. And something that I would love to talk about if you have questions. I know during the break I think I have an ad that says, hey, talktopatrick.com, but I'm just going to mention it right now. If you have questions about your portfolio or questions about what I just talked about right there, about how dividends work or that 4% rule, I want you to visit this website. Write this down, talktopatrick.com. When you visit that website, you're going to find my calendar. And you can simply schedule a phone call with me. Just click on the time, fill in your name, and you're putting your phone number in there, and I'll call you. And the call's free, about a 30-minute phone call. Would love to answer any questions that you have, and especially about this stuff, 4% rule versus maybe some better ways that I believe you can generate retirement income. I'm going to a break, but don't go anywhere. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Don't touch that dial. Patrick will be right back.
If you've listened to my show before, then you know I talk to a lot of people about their retirement planning. For 20 years, I've taught people just like you the secrets of how to set up and manage their investments for a lifetime of income. How to create a predictable, consistent, and safe retirement paycheck that can increase every year no matter what the market does. Now it's your turn. Visit retirementfilm.com and watch a free training video I recorded. Go now to retirementfilm.com. That's retirementfilm.com. You've heard me say it's all about having the health, wealth, and freedom you need to live your dream retirement. Keep your health, and you'll keep more of your wealth. And that leads to the lifestyle you've always wanted. Strong City Strength and Conditioning is ready to help you achieve the best fitness results you've ever had. Strong City is located on Victor Avenue and is offering group classes that are fun and designed to get you in great shape. Call them today at 510-3049. That's 510-3049. You've heard me say it's all about having the health, wealth, and freedoms you need to live your dream retirement. When it comes to the health side, I want to tell you about my family's personal chiropractor, Dr. Todd Royce, owner of Chiropractic First. Not only does he adjust us and get us back to our active lives, he teaches us about ongoing nutrition and living healthier. If you have any pain or stiffness in your back or neck, I want you to call Chiropractic First today at 243-0889. Mention Patrick for a free consultation. You don't need to live with pain or discomfort anymore. Call Dr. Todd at 243-0889. Or visit online at chirofirst.net. If you're listening to this show, chances are you're probably retired or you're getting real close. If you want to learn how to generate a consistent lifetime paycheck from your investments without worrying about the stock market, it's time for us to talk. Schedule a free, no-obligation call with me today by visiting talktopatrick.com. On the call, I'll show you exactly how to achieve peace of mind in retirement. Visit talktopatrick.com. That's talktopatrick.com. Don't wait. This is too important. Schedule your call now at talktopatrick.com.
Welcome back to Retirement Lifestyles.
Welcome back to the show. I am in my last segment here. I've been having fun talking about how to control your emotions and ignore the media for investment success, how to set up your planning, give you some different ideas on how we generate income for our clients in retirement. Just ideas, things for you to consider, not advice. You need to go speak to your financial advisors, your tax people, everybody, whoever's on your team to make sure that you have the plan that is right for you. Because even though, I've got my opinions on how we manage, money for our clients, it may not be the best, plan for you long term. I talk about not particularly liking mutual funds and ETFs in retirement, but that doesn't mean I don't like those for when you're investing early on. Guess what? If you have a 401k, that's all you have options of are ETFs and mutual funds. So for you guys, the most important thing I would say is, what do you own and why? How do those funds work? What are the expenses inside of those funds? Looking at all these different things, because over a long period of time, little bitty expenses, little bitty slivers that come out in fees inside those funds can erode your overall returns. I mean, just a 1% difference in fees over a 20-year period could take a huge chunk out of your retirement income. So you need to know that, and it will help guide you on which funds to pick. So when I say things like, I don't like mutual funds and that for retirement, the reason I say that is because there's a different mind shift, and this is the best way that I can explain it. There's a different frame of mind you got to be in. When you are working, you're putting money into a 401k, 403b, whatever kind of plan you have. You're saving money for retirement. Well, guess what? You're also getting a paycheck. So you're paying a paycheck. You're paying your bills and your needs and your have-tos and your trips and all the stuff. You're getting a paycheck to do that. Excuse me. So when you get to retirement, though, you no longer get a paycheck. So ultimately, you got to think in your mind, well, maybe I need to be investing a little bit differently when I'm in retirement. And the answer is yes. Because when you're saving, you can be putting all kinds of money back into these funds, reinvest it back in, boom, 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 growth is what you want. But when you get to retirement, guys, you got to switch over to an income mindset. You got to look at all those expenses, and I said this a couple segments ago. Grab that yellow pad and say, how much income is going, or how much are my bills, and how much expenses going out? How much income is coming in? Are there gaps? And for 99 out of 100 people, the answer is yes, there are gaps. And that's how you use your savings, your investments. You got to fill those gaps. And so what's the best way to do that? Is it with what we call the 4% rule? Do you still own mutual funds and ETFs, things like that? Well, you have to sell portions of your life savings in order to generate income. You have to continually do that to give you a paycheck. But what if the market goes down? You still got to pay your bills. Even if the market goes down 20%, you still have bills to pay. So if you're withdrawing 4%, you still got to withdraw 4% when the market goes down. So now you're not down 20, you're down 24. Well, that's just that much more money you have to make up the next year just to get back to even. Do you kind of see this cycle that could happen? What if we have 2 bad years in a row? I mean, that could be detrimental. So that's why, in my opinion, I say things like, that's not the way that we would recommend, getting money from your portfolio in retirement. I like using different vehicles for that. So again, that's how we do it. That is not blanket financial advice for you. And that's why kind of going back to number 2. So I had 3 kind of tips I gave. Number 1 was realize who you're getting your advice from. If you're getting it from your neighbors, some guy on TV, whoever. But number 2 is hire an advisor that can speak to you in a way that you can understand, that you know what you own and why. I told this story in the first half of the show on Facebook. I don't know if you're on Facebook or not, but if you're on there, there's different groups that you can follow, and there's a number of retiree groups, and one of them's called like Retired or Getting Close. That's actually a little catchphrase I use all the time. Are you retired or getting close? But that's actually a group on Facebook that I'm a part of because I get asked questions. Well, this past week, a lady basically said, hey, listen, my husband passed away. We had an advisor, he managed the different stuff, but he would, my husband would talk to him most of the time. Now I go and see this advisor, and I can't understand a word the guy's saying. He's just throwing out all kinds of stuff. What should I do? And initially, my first initial thought was find a new advisor. It's not hard, because you got to remember that when you have an advisor, you're in charge. You employ that advisor. You can fire him. You can go find somebody else. They work for you. Super important to remind yourself of that you're not locked into any kind of relationship. If there's something going on, you got to be able to communicate with your advisor and say, hey, listen, I don't really understand what you're saying. And, you have the choice if you want to remain with that person. And the thing I would tell you to do is talk to your friends, talk to other people who have advisors and ask them, hey, what is it that you like about your advisor? What do they do, to help you? And, if they're giving positive feedback, if they're like, hey, not only does he do a good job for, our portfolio, he communicates with us. He follows up with us. He returns calls promptly. He talks to us in a way that we can understand. That's super important. So that's what I would say about hiring an advisor. Hey, guys, if you've got questions, I would love to have a phone call with you. Kelly's giving me the old wave that it's time to end the show. But I'd love to talk to you. I want you to visit talktopatrick.com. You'll find my calendar there. Simply schedule a phone call with me. Doesn't cost you anything. I block off 30-minute phone calls and would love to answer any questions that you have. Make sure you're on the right track and headed down to the retirement that you want to be a part of. If you want to check out our website, go to rlaplan.com. There's different videos and things on there that you can find out more about us. But with that, I'm going to say thank you, Kelly, and thank you for listening to Retirement Lifestyles with Patrick McNally right here on News Talk 105.7 KQMS.